Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel and welcome if you are new. My name is Jess and in today's video I will be sharing with you what I actually used from my hospital bag during labor and delivery. Now before my baby girl was born, I did a what's in my hospital bag video where I showed you guys everything that I packed to get ready for her birth. However, I did not end up using all of that stuff. But luckily, I also found that I didn't need anything else. So there wasn't anything that I wished I had at the hospital. I had everything that I needed and then some. But in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I used from those bags during my hospital stay. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I will link it down in the description box below. Be sure to check that video out first and then hop on back over to this video so that you can see exactly what I used. But the original one will definitely give you some ideas as to what you might need in the hospital. Everyone's birth and hospital stay is different, so you never know, you might get some ideas from that video as well. But let's go ahead and dive right in to what I actually used from my hospital bags for labor and delivery. So once I was officially admitted into the hospital and they transferred me into an actual labor and delivery room, I went ahead and changed right into my gown that I purchased from Amazon. It was so cute. It was pink with white polka dots and a lime green trim. It just made me feel so fresh and almost more like, I don't know, more normal. It didn't make the hospital feel so clinic-like, I guess. It just made me feel cozy and at home and just cute. When you're in labor, you don't feel very good. You're trying to breathe through your contractions. And so anything that made me feel a little bit more, I guess, quote unquote, normal was definitely something that I wanted to do for myself. So I did wear my own hospital gown as well as these Ready Set Push socks that I got from a former coworker and friend. These are so sweet. She made these with vinyl on her silhouette cameo. Super easy, but so thoughtful. And my nurses and doctor absolutely loved these. They thought they were so cute. Something else that I used right away were both my pillow and blanket that I had brought from home. I am so glad that I brought my own pillow and blanket because not only was I very cold in the hospital, but which is actually the opposite of what they told me I would be in my birthing class. Usually the moms in labor are really warm and then the dads are freezing, but I was shivering like crazy and I was actually cold. So I just kept that blanket on me the entire time, and hospital pillows are extremely thin. They are not very comfortable. So I was really happy that I had my own fluffy pillow. Again, it was just something that made me feel more normal or like I was at home. It made me feel cozy. It just made my hospital stay feel less clinic-like. Also, while I was in labor, I used my diffuser with some lavender essential oil. It really made me feel relaxed and it just, it smelled so good in my room. Every nurse that walked through that door would say something like, "Ooh, it smells so good in here. What is that?" And again, it just felt like I was at home. So the last thing that I used during labor itself was my makeup bag. Yes, I did touch up my makeup just a little bit. I hadn't slept for over 24 hours and I desperately needed concealer under my eyes. So I did touch up concealer under my eyes, put some powder on, and threw on a little bit of mascara, and then I was done. Especially after I had my epidural, I couldn't get up and move or anything, so I was pretty much just laying there in bed. So I figured, why not? Why not just touch up a little bit? My birth photographer is coming in just a short while, so I knew that I was going to be in a lot of pictures, and I just felt like I wanted to touch up a little bit. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, of course, I didn't sit there and put like a full face of makeup on. I already had makeup on from the day before because we never went to bed because my contractions were pretty much the whole day the day before. But it did just help me feel a little bit more put together, just having a little bit of makeup on for pictures. Also, if you can hear my little one cooing in the background, she's in her bouncer while I'm filming this. Hi! Yeah, pretty girl. Her Gam got her this outfit. Chaz's mom. It's so cute. It's like a little romper. I love it. There's my sweet girl. So as far as labor goes, that's pretty much everything that I used during labor. I didn't end up using the massagers or my water bottle. I didn't read any of my magazines. I mean, I just didn't really use anything like that. We were pretty much just talking and laughing and just hanging out until it was time to push. So it actually seemed to fly by when we were sitting there, but we were actually there for quite some time. So once we were moved into the postpartum recovery room, we did still use the diffuser, and then I also ended up using all of the PJs and nursing gowns and nursing tanks and everything that I had. I'm really glad that I took all of my own comfy clothes because I did not want to wear a gown the whole time or anything that they had to offer me. It was just not very comfortable, and so I loved having my own PJs. They were very soft and I didn't have to wear a bra. I just was able to lift it up and nurse her, and then I was just comfy the whole time. So it worked out really well. I also had a couple of robes with me that I used frequently. Those were really nice and comfortable as well. I used my slippers a lot in the recovery room just to go to and from the bathroom, to walk around to the hall. They did have me walk around a bit just to get up and get moving. So I did use my slippers just because I didn't want to walk around in socks or barefoot. I did end up using my going home outfit, which was a black V-neck dress with black flip-flops. And then this little one had her going home outfit too, and she did wear that home. So it was a little big on her. The headband was a little big. What? Are you still hungry, girl? Are you still hungry? But we did use that, and it was so cute on her. We didn't end up using all of the baby outfits that I took because I did take extra ones just in case. The hospital also swaddled her the majority of the time. And then we did have a couple of swaddle blankets or muslin blankets that we used as well. This little one's getting squirmy. She has been getting so squirmy, you guys. Yeah, so squirmy. Hey, little squirmy bug. Want to just hang out right there? I also ended up giving away all of the nurse gifts that I had. So I made these little goodie bags, as you guys saw, and I had so many nurses. I actually ended up making, I think, 8, and I ended up giving them all away. It really was the perfect amount. So it was just something small, just to say thank you, because you do have nurses that come in and out constantly, and you really get to know them and they get to know you. So it's just a nice token of appreciation to thank them for what they're doing for you, because they really do a lot, not only in the labor and delivery room, but also postpartum. We also ended up using all of our electronics. So you guys know that we filmed a birth vlog. So we used our cameras and SD cards and tripods. Chaz also used his laptop while we were there. We used our phone chargers. So we did use all of that. I did end up using all of my shower essentials and toiletries, as well as my towel. So I ended up bringing my own towel from home, and it was so much softer than the ones that they give you in the hospital. I also really enjoyed having my own toiletries there. Again, it just made me feel fresh and just a little bit more put together so that I felt more like myself. After you give birth, you feel so exhausted and like you need to feel a little bit more refreshed. So I definitely made sure to shower and use the toiletries that I brought from home. Also, in regards to hygiene, I did end up using my Always Discreet adult diapers, I guess you would call them, and those are my #1 go-to for any woman who's going through birth as a postpartum essential. Those were amazing. And I guess, actually, now that I think about it, I should have had more with me. I think I took 6. However, I would have taken a whole pack because those I used more than anything else during that postpartum recovery time in the hospital. So those were amazing, and I probably should have had more of those with me, so I definitely will know that for next time. And then a couple of other things that I did end up using were both the letterboard and my baby book. So we did have some fresh 48 pictures taken, and that's where we used the matching mommy robe and swaddle, and then we also used the letterboard to just share everything about her birth. We also did use the baby book to do some handprints and footprints, just because her hands and feet were so tiny, so I wanted to make sure to get a couple of extra copies of those. And the last item that I used from my hospital bag was my nursing cover. I honestly didn't think that I would need my nursing cover. The only time I actually used that was, there was one time when my dad was visiting and I had to feed her at that moment. So I just put it on when my dad was sitting right there just because, you know, just for privacy reasons. But otherwise, I would just nurse her right there and it wasn't a big deal. And honestly, I had nurses and lactation consultants coming in to help me learn how to nurse her. So they see that all the time and it's not a big deal. So the only time that I ended up using that was when we had family visitors in the room who were males, and I just didn't feel comfortable nursing like that in front of them. And then I did use my nursing pillow, which was the My Breast Friend nursing pillow. I didn't use that every time, but because I was trying to, I guess, learn how to nurse, I thought that that would be the best way. I did find out later that that pillow, the way that I was using it, was more horizontal than it should have been when I was learning to nurse her, that her head needed to be up a little bit more. So anyway, it came in handy, but I ended up not really using it as much once I got home until I learned how to really nurse her properly. So it did take time. I do use it to nurse her now. Not all the time, but a lot of the times. So anyway, that is pretty much everything that I used from my hospital bags. I took a lot more to the hospital, but I found that I didn't need it all. So I hope you found this video helpful. This little one is so squirmy today. She's tired. So I'm gonna go feed her, get her ready for a nap, and we will see you guys in our next video. Bye!